Okay, so I just finished the Gender Unicorn, and I have actually done this activity before in the Critical Issues of Education with Dr. Tom Peterson. So I'm just going to discuss what I learned doing it then because, like I said, I've done it before. You always think of like gender, how I was taught was gender and sexuality was pretty cut and dry. Like, you were born a female, you liked men. You were born a man, you liked women. Um, and then we were taught, well, you can be a man and like men. But that's it. Like, if you are a man and you like men, like, that's all. Or you could be a woman and decide you like women, but you can't do both. But as we're educating ourselves and learning, we're understanding that gender and sexuality are both spectrums rather than cut and dry. So for myself, I identify as a female. And my gender expression, I'm pretty feminine, I would say, but there are times where I express more masculine. Not necessarily, I don't necessarily wear men's clothing or anything like that, but I will express more masculine, more of a, some people say I have a stronger personality, and that can come off a little masculine sometimes. At birth, I was assigned a female. I had female sex organs. I am physically attracted to men. I am not attracted to women. I have beautiful friends, but I'm not attracted to them. I put a little bit on other genders because there are individuals who look like men, and they don't say, oh, I'm a man or I'm a female, I'm just me. And so, like, I couldn't say, oh, not at all, because you never know. Like, someone could clearly look like a man and then just not feel within themselves that they are a man. So that's why I said that. Emotionally attracted to, this kind of got a little tricky for me because I would say that I am attracted to the way women think sometimes, but I would never like be in love with a woman. I would never date a woman, if that makes sense. But I agree more with their emotions rather than a man's, if that makes sense, but not necessarily like a in love type deal. Does that make sense? Like I said, a spectrum rather than cut and dry. But at the end of the day, I am attracted to men. And that's just what I learned from doing the Gender Unicorn again. So about like sexual reproductive health and stuff like that, I actually was watching a family, I believe it was on TikTok, might have been YouTube, where this biological woman, he was born a woman, decided to transition and started dating women. Well, the biological born woman who had transitioned, who was a female to male transgender, was dating this woman, and the woman that he was dating could not get pregnant, but found out that the one who had transitioned had perfectly healthy female sex organs. So because of that, they wanted a baby, and the female to male transgender man carried the baby. And that's a little different. We're used to seeing women being pregnant rather than men, because this female to male transgender person looked just like a man. Like, you wouldn't know any different, and that's so crazy. And I think they've made a lot of progress in both like cosmetically and also medically to make the transition easier and better into their liking. And that's really awesome that they've done a lot for that. I think that transitioning and being uncomfortable in your body can be hard, because when we think of our general like problems that we have, like, oh, my car wouldn't start, those are all very fixable problems. But if someone is stuck in a body that they don't feel comfortable in, that's not so much an easy fix. So I think that that takes a toll on a person and their emotional health. I know that those of the LGBTQ community do have higher suicide rates. They have higher depression rates, just mental illnesses in general, because they have been suppressed, excuse me, for many years for what they feel truly is them. So to wrap this up, I think that this is an important lesson that, one, it was taught in my education class and also in a health class. I think that this is an important lesson we need to teach everyone, because I consider myself very accepting and very loving, and like my thing is, you just do whatever you want to do. Like if you want to transition to something you're more comfortable with, if you want to love someone who makes you more comfortable, even if it's not accepted as much in society, like you just do your own thing. Like I think that's beautiful. But I do think it's a good lesson that needs to be taught. And yeah, that's all.